truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, still unfriend me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's dog.
Hey guys, Barry Morgenstein, America's headshot photographer, coming to you from my New York City studio. Great friend of the Dumb Show. It is now time to put down the camera because it's almost 7 p.m. and I'm gonna watch the coolest, the most real and raw show on the internet. It's on every night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the coolest guys, Matt, Olivia, Leroy, and Amy. You guys have to tune in to see it. It's gonna be something incredible every night. Check it out.
Come on, man. Can you feel the pain? Into him now, about this new world. Ain't no train. Papa's got a brand new eye.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What's going on, everybody? I just put a link in the chat. Supermom, Olivia Spear. It looks like Amy and Olivia are going head-to-head. They're not in the same group, so get out and vote right now for Olivia. If you have not done it, please, everyone get out there. I'll be posting on the main page tonight. It's real simple. You just go to thesupermom.org. It's right up there. Click it and just hit vote. It's that simple. It's not hard. You don't have to register. You don't have to give an email, whatever. Olivia or Hayden took it to her school today and got like a crap ton. She's currently 4th in her bracket. If she's not first by the time the show's over, I'm going to be a little frustrated, to be honest with you, because she is amazing and she is a super mom. So if we could do that, that'd be great. Barry Morgenstein in the house tonight. It's April 22nd. Welcome. Where are you tonight after the Virginia election heard around the world? May 1st, Damani Felder will be in the house. He's our token black guy, and everyone needs to have one. You token Jew, token black guy. We've got them both. We've got the women element covered. And then we have the transsexuals, and Leroy's on. Jeremy Mitchell will be here May 7th. Good dude, good friend of Barry Morgenstein, of Chris Tonto Pronto, of Jessica Lynch, and is an amazing guy, hard charger, and he'll be on. T.S. Dixon, author of The Woke Mind Viruses, will be on the 15th. May 26th, Ryan Weaver. I mean, dude, this is a stacked panel. I mean, every month it's just better and better. And then Ryan Samuels on June 11th. And yes, Laura Logan has confirmed she will be coming on. Chicks on the Right have also confirmed they're in Dallas this week. When they get back, we are going to do a pre-recorded show. They're going to come on and we're going to say hi. Last thing before we get Barry on is donations are up $300. We want to hit that. I don't want to talk about it all night because this is really Barry's first time of running the show co-solo, our co-host with me. And I know he's nervous, and we'll get his opinion here in just a second. Barry, what's up, my brother? How are you? Oh, shit, I have him muted because he was coughing and stuff. There you go, buddy. I apologize. What's up, man?
I'm good. Good to be here.
Good, man.
Like
so,
looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. What's new and exciting in your world?
Oh, just rolling along, doing some pretty great shoots, still promoting the book. Have a big event coming up this Saturday in Montclair, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So, the usual, keep them busy,
How
yelling at
did
the
that
TV, watching the news, the usual.
how did that thing go with Tonto, the giveaway? Did somebody win
It
that?
was, yeah, we did. Yeah, yeah. Actually, Pam Arnell, who works with Right to Heal, Lisa Regina's
Yes. Yes.
a nonprofit. So she won it. So I was glad it was somebody I knew. We just pulled her name from a hat. So that was really nice that Tonto and Jeremy Mitchell set that up. It was an honor to be, have rock and soul and us mixed in with Chris and Jeremy.
Yeah, give us a little hit on Rock and Soul, man. It's sitting behind me. It's there every night. I told you it'd be in the position of honor forever.
Yeah,
I mean,
I appreciate
you're even before the Bible, dude. That's pretty big. Tell us all about Rock and Soul and what's it all about.
Oh, it's my first part of my career was rock and roll music photography. Went to concerts. I shot all kinds of music. Worked for record companies, magazines. Finally, after all these years, people said, especially Shelley, said, "You got to do a book, Barry. It's your legacy. You got to get it out there." We found a publisher. Book has been out since November. It was a top seller on Amazon, and it's still selling good. So if you get it's a good if you love music, if you love photography, you'll love the book because it's all kinds of music. It's rock and roll, it's blues, it's jazz, it's country, pop, reggae. It's got everything. You order from my
where can they get
website.
it?
My website, barrymorgenstein.com. I will sign it for you. Sign whatever you like, and yeah. And my poster almost went down. Yeah. So get it on Amazon, but you won't get it signed on Amazon.
Yeah, you don't want that. Go to Barry's site.
Go to my site.
Then you don't have
You
to pay for the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And a lot of people have purchased it from the show, so we appreciate you all doing that.
I appreciate holding it.
So, where were you when the election heard around the world? This is a pretty big thing in Virginia. You've had a chance. You work in New York and you live in New Jersey, right? So you're in that area.
Yep.
So you know what it's like when Mom Donnie. It was like the world's going to end, I'm sure, and socialism is going to. There's going to be the Red Brigade and the tanks are going to be rolling up Fifth Avenue. But once the dust settled, you were okay, and you guys are going to survive. How about Virginia? Where do you think we're going to be?
Well, actually, he's only been there 6 months, Mondami, so we'll see if we survive in 3 years.
Yeah, I was being hopeful. I was trying to be optimistic.
Exactly. I'm not so sure about that. I worry about going from my parking garage 1.5 blocks to my studio. So, I don't know. It's a lot of it's creeping up. It's happening. So it happens in New York now. It's happening in Virginia.
Yeah,
more and more crazy mayors are getting elected. Pro socialist, pro Hamas mayors. It's getting scary because it's like a slow creep of taking over. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, it's interesting. For those who remember, you may have been watching this night, but remember my bold prediction that they were going to put Spanberger and Renner as president. And I'm even more certain now than I've ever been. So her doing the rebuttal to the State of the Union is huge. Remember, Gretchen Whitmer did it. They were going to run her for president, but after COVID, her popularity, even though as governor, went higher than ever, even though she was completely a dictator in her own state. Nationally, she wasn't strong. But Spanberger, this whole amendment, knowing that it's going to be unconstitutional, and putting her at the forefront of it, because Supreme Court of Virginia is going to strike this down more than likely, just because of the sheer brazen rewrite of the verbiage, the lies, the $95 million, how it does not represent a purple state. We're a +5 state, so it's a 55-45 split. So, but why put her in front? Why give her the national attention on this, that she's fighting Republicans? Because that's why. Because she's going to be able to say, I fought Republicans and I won. Something that Newsom couldn't do, something Kamala couldn't do. And Spanberger is perfect. And when I say she's perfect, there's 2 things that she has going for her that nobody else will. She's white. And Democrats love to put white people in power. They love to pretend that they care about minorities, but they know Kamala had no chance of winning. But they also know Joe Biden had no chance of winning too. So it was a lesser of 2 evils. But they're going to put her forward because she is the prototypical white not pretty, not suburban housewife, not, driving a minivan. She's a Hillary Clinton 2.0. And the second thing is that she can be controlled and do exactly what she's told. And she ran on no gerrymandering, no confiscation of guns, blah, 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 blah. And that's the first thing she's doing. So I'll tell you what, this also leads me to believe, Barry, real quick, just to get this out, is that this puts Youngkin in play. Because if there's one person who would be antithetical to Spanberger, it'd be our former Governor Youngkin, who is still very popular in this state and would do very well running against her. So there's a whole bunch at play here. I mean, J.D. Vance being the nominee is not guaranteed. And although we might think that he'd be the best choice right now, maybe with Rubio, if Spanberger runs, they're going to have to do something different because she's an unknown. And I believe the country is looking for change. And she might just be the one that they're dumb enough to elect. Barry, your thoughts on this, the complexity of this? Do you see J.D. Vance? Do you see Marco Rubio? Youngkin from, watching the news and everything else. What are your thoughts on this?
Youngkin, I think, would be a great choice. I guess I'm kind of leaning towards Rubio in the top spot and then maybe Vance. But I honestly didn't think of Youngkin until you just brought it up. And that's a good idea. Yeah, I can see that, especially if they'll need him to go against Spanberger. But then real quick, though, before I got on, did I hear that a judge did block that decision?
Yeah, actually, we can go and do that video right now. We've got that here. We've got a bunch of stuff. I mean, gosh, it's going to be a busy night.
Some news, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But if we're going to go into Spanberger, let's go into a couple of things about her, and then we'll move on. Here's her celebrating, and here's the judge announcement you just mentioned.
Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger celebrating the win in yesterday's redistricting vote. Voters narrowly approving a new pro-Democrat congressional map.
Hi, Mandy Del Rio. Nice to see
Mandy.
you. Hi, Mandy. Bye, Mandy.
Controversial referendum that critics have slammed as a, quote, power grab. The outcome threatens the already very tight Republican House majority. Mark Meredith is live in Alexandria, Virginia, with more on this. And Mark, that vote ended up pretty narrow.
Bill, it sure did a lot narrower than some people were expecting, and Virginia voters showed up in huge numbers to determine Tuesday's redistricting referendum. This morning, Democrats are celebrating the outcome, saying they're putting a check on President Trump's power, but Republicans say this is simply proof that Virginia has lost its way. More than 3 million people cast their ballot in what you said was a narrowly defined race. However, voters chose to give the legislature power to redraw congressional maps before November's midterms. The new map is expected to take Republicans down from 5 congressional districts to 1. We heard from the chair of the National Republican Congressional Committee, who wrote, Democrats can't redraw reality. This close margin reinforces that Virginia is a purple state that shouldn't be represented by a severe partisan gerrymander. Democrats say they felt emboldened to act after Republicans in Texas redistricted too. Governor Abigail Spanberger and former President Obama, they were the ones leading the effort in the Commonwealth. We heard from the former President Obama saying Republicans are trying to tilt the midterm elections in their favor, but they haven't done it yet. Thanks for showing us what it looks like to stand up for our democracy and fight back. So Tuesday's outcome means, yes, that Democrats have a better shot now at taking the House come November, but other states are still weighing whether to redraw their maps. As Politico points out, pressure is now growing on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to make up for Democrats' gains with a GOP-led redistricting effort in his state as soon as next week. And while voters decided here in Virginia, there is another X factor in all this, Bill. The Virginia State Supreme Court is still deciding whether or not this will all be able to stand. There were multiple challenges to this redistricting referendum, including how the language on the ballot was written, and we are waiting to see what the court may decide next. Bill.
And depending on how they rule.
It's so close. Just rewrite the language and then recast the vote. I'm sorry. You guys already put $95 million in this. You put it in April, stick it on the ballot in November, make these elections completely protected, and move on. That's what I would expect the courts to do, because that's the right thing to do. If you try to rush legislation, it's going to be bad legislation. If you try to make this for this fiscal year, it's going to impact the current election. Best thing you can do is move it. Let it impact 2027. If they want to go ahead and put it on the provisional ballot for November, great. Vote on it, see what happens, and rewrite the language. Real quick, Barry, here are the states with 0 representation of House representatives. This is insane. I didn't know how big this was. Massachusetts have 0. Rhode Island, 0. Vermont, 0. Connecticut, 0. Delaware, 0. Hawaii, 0. States with super low, which is 1 seat or less, Maryland, Oregon, and Maine. States with very low, 2 to 3 seats max, New Mexico, New Hampshire, and Nevada. 0 Republicans. You want to know how many states have 0 Democrats?
0.
2.
Oh, okay.
And the 2 are West Virginia and Wyoming, 2 of the lowest population and only have respectively 2 seats and 1 seat. So it is a deep red 80-20, both of them 80-20 states for Trump. That has nothing to do with redistricting in any way, shape, or form. So for them to sit here and say this, like, oh, woe is me, Texas did this. Texas did it because it had 2 million immigrants come in from different states, replants from different states come in, and they did a forced based off the census. Now, is it gerrymandering? Sure, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But a state has a right to go ahead and reassess its district lines. But this is just tomfoolery. They're pretending like they're the victims, just like when they were blocking Supreme Court justices. You've been around a while. You've heard about gerrymandering for probably since you were a kid. Maryland just got slapped when they tried to do it about 5-6 years ago. Your thoughts on all of this, man? When you saw what Texas did, are you thumbs up on that and thumbs down for Virginia? Do you think there's a difference, or is it all bad?
I guess it's not fair. I guess it's all bad, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we're happy when we do it, but not happy when they do it. Yeah, no, I guess it's just do what's right. We should do what's fair. I mean, it should be fair all around. But you know what? Their side is never fair. So maybe sometimes we do have to get down in the dirt with them, because it doesn't matter how nice we are. And if we try to do the right thing, they're not going to do the right thing. All they can do is cheat.
You want to see Florida? You want to see Florida do it?
Do I want to see it?
Yeah. Because they can get 5 seats by redistricting. And God knows, I mean, you got to remember.
Okay, so fight back. I guess we should do it. I would think it'd be silly for us to try to say, oh, it's not right to do it, but they did it, and why screw ourselves? They'll just give it power. Yeah,
I'm kind of with you on this. I like, there was a point where I was like, you know what, just let's kind of stop. Now I'm like, screw it. Once exactly. their reaction to Texas happened, I was like, screw it, pull out all the stops and redistrict everything. I mean, rezone Walmarts. I don't care. Mel Lowe from Canada's on the phone. Mel, what's going on? You wanted to say hi to Barry or something?
I love to say hi to Barry.
Hey,
say hi.
I always enjoy his comments on all the platforms. They're very good. Anyway,
yeah, I'm not shy.
Go ahead, Mel.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. Now that this is done, because this was the original change to the Constitution in Virginia was done in 2020 to take politicians out of the mix on gerrymandering. And because on the ballot it was written as this is only temporary, what kind of standing and wherewithal is that going to hold to uphold that vote?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because I did talk about that the other night when I said the language of being temporary is very deliberate on the Democrats, because if they say it's permanent, then Virginians, number one, are going to remember and know this. Virginians aren't stupid. We understand what that means. By saying it's temporary, it means it looks like it's just blocking Trump. But the redistricting, the verbiage is not in there. The verbiage basically says we're doing this to block MAGA and Trump, but that doesn't say what you're going to do. So it's like it's proposing a new stadium by saying we're going to do property improvement enhancement for baseball all around the town. And you're like, oh my God, they're going to build Little League parks. It's like, no, we're going to build a new $12 billion stadium. But thanks anyway. You have to be very specific in your language. And I've seen provisions on ballots that are 2 or 3 paragraphs, and they have that room. It was a single issue in April. We don't vote in April. It's right. I mean, you got 2 pages. You could write it as long as you want. They chose to make it very biased. And now by the verbiage also of them saying it will revert back to what we currently have on 2030, people were like, oh, well, yeah, we don't want Trump to steal our elections like they did in Texas. We don't want him to do that. And I don't want him to do that either. And Virginians got fooled, period. They just got fooled.
So how would that hold up in a court?
Oh, it's going to get shut down.
Ballot?
It's going to get shut down.
Validity.
Well, let's look at it together. It says, question, should the Constitution of Virginia be amended to allow the General Assembly to I'm sorry for my people on Instagram here. Duplicate vertical cam. There you go. Let me just readjust the size. Okay, now you guys can read along. Here it is. Should the Constitution of Virginia be amended to allow the General Assembly to temporarily adopt new congressional districts, to restore fairness in the upcoming elections while ensuring Virginia's standards redistricting process resumes for all future redistricting after the 2030 census? This is like, hey, do you want to see a woman get beat? No? Oh, well, then vote yes. Right? So there's a threat that if you oppose this, there won't be a fair election, when it's actually antithetical to that. So yes, I think this wording is going to get thrown out. I think it's extremely deceptive, and a lot of people were confused.
Well, and not only that, to me, it's antithetical to what was written in the Constitution, to take politicians out and to have a temporary pause on something that makes it look even more invalid as it goes forward. Like, that's just my take on it. But I just wanted to get your.
I imagine what is going to happen is that, Mel, this is my opinion. The state Virginia Supreme Court will see it. They will do a temporary suspension on the order until after the election. They will not allow it to hit this election.
Thank God.
They will go ahead and at that point either make a final decision or they'll punt it to the federal courts. I think but the thing is they're not going to need to punt it because the federal court has already made. This is the issue. The federal court has already made a decision on Texas, and it was called racial gerrymandering. And then the Supreme Court said, nope, kicked it back and put a temporary suspension on it So they put a temporary suspension on the stay, and kicked it back down to the states. So therefore Texas can continue until a decision is made. I imagine the same thing will happen. And then both states are going to have to come out and make that decision before the elections. Barry, your thoughts on this at all? Anything to chime in on?
No, nothing really to add from what you said. I think you covered it. Yeah.
Mel, anything else?
Yeah. Nope, that's good.
All right, kiddo.
Cheers,
Mel.
Thanks.
Love you. Thanks, Mel. So here is Spanberger following that up. Obviously celebrating. She's been celebrating. Now, she ran on specifically not gerrymandering the lines. In fact, she said there's no way that I would do such a thing, but obviously that's changed. I'll get to a little bit of that in a second. I've got some more stuff on her. But this is a video I want you to watch on her and really kind of lends to the credence that I believe she's going to be running in 2028. Here it is.
That the voters in Virginia had approved the redistricting referendum that you supported.
So when we found the results out, I was really excited, but not surprised, because it's been clear for a number of months that Virginians were really motivated to take this temporary responsive stance and to do so by voting yes in our referendum.
With about 99% of the vote now counted in Virginia, the yes votes stand at about 51%. The no votes stand at about 48%. That's just a 3-point difference in Virginia, whereas you defeated your Republican opponent in the governor's race by more than 15 points just last year. Were you at all surprised that the margin of victory this time wasn't larger?
I wasn't. Virginia is a purple state, and in my election in November, that was the outlier number. I was campaigning all across the state for a long period of time, talking about a whole host of different issues. And notably, this April referendum was just an up or down vote on a referendum.
You just admitted it's a purple state, and you're going to make 10-to-1 representation for Democrats. I mean, these people are just so brazen and so blatantly obvious. You think she's going to run? I mean, you've been in politics. You've seen this shit for a long time, man. They're kind of propping her up that way, don't you think?
I'm sure they are, yeah. I mean, look at who they've ran in the past, so why not her? She's as crazy as the rest of them.
Yeah, she's Hillary with long hair, huh? So we'll continue to watch it. But somebody asked if there was precedent on this. I think it was Mel. Yeah, there's precedent. There's precedent before this. Gerrymandering has been at the Supreme Court level multiple times. The Supreme Court says that influx of people or a dramatic change to the census is constitutional. So Texas has a good fight on their hands. They're trying to. A lower court, a federal panel, said that it was racial gerrymandering when it's not. It has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with an influx of people and redistributing the lines. And it just so happens to be that the major cities have a lot of people. So they're moving those lines into more rural areas because the more you go into densely populated areas, that takes a larger chunk of the district. That's not racial. It's just what it is. Here's something that I figured you would enjoy. Do you watch Adam Carolla?
Time to time. Yeah, I see clips of him. Yeah, he's good. He's fine. Smart guy.
Watch the language, but Adam is not a big fan of Joe Biden, and he's going to cook Biden here posthumously from his presidency. This is pretty good. Watch this.
Joe Biden's a piece of shit, and his cabinet was a piece of shit, too. And I don't know why he gets this Uncle Joe, steady old guy. Bullshit.
Yeah.
These guys were destructive. And a lot of their policies were basically like, fuck anyone up who disagrees with us, tap their phone, get them thrown off the internet. Anything that has to do with COVID, fuck them up. There's an alternative opinion. And if you believe in Christ and you want to raise your kid in a sane environment, and no, you don't believe in cutting off 9-year-olds' genitalia, then we're going to fucking declare war on you.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, folks. I guess that's when the adults got back into the room. Remember the adults who got back into the room? That was an addled old grifter who used the auto pen and let everyone else make all the fucking decisions. That was whose cabinet was a fucking rogues gallery of DEI hires who were completely incompetent. That's the adults. That's their version of adults entering back into the room.
Yeah. Well, luckily people are catching on because his $300,000 speaking engagements are now going out the window. They're not bringing him in like they used to. So
he doesn't do speaking engagements. He does gibberish engagements.
Yeah. Adam Carolla is pretty good, man. It seems Jimmy Kimmel went one way and Adam went the other. Go ahead.
He nailed it. Spot on. Yeah. That was Biden. That was the Democrats.
It's one everything
of those of Trump doing. That's what they did.
It's hard to disagree.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, we all live through it. We all know what it is.
Yeah.
It's interesting that people don't seem to remember, though. Constantly have to remind them what Democrat policies look like.
Yeah.
But
now they're saying Trump. Now they're saying Trump is doing it, which is just idiotic. No evidence. Hasn't done anything remotely similar to what Biden and the Democrats do. But in their mind, they see it. They're delusional, leftist brains. That's what they're seeing.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to allow them to vote this in presidential election and let them decide who they're going to pick. It's been 3 elections since Democrats have decided who's going to run. Democrats being the constituents in this country. You got to,
good point.
Yeah. 2016 was Hillary Clinton, where they introduced super delegates to steal it from Bernie Sanders and gave him a house. 2020 was Joe Biden. And Joe Biden was not the most popular. It was actually Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders yet again. And they took it. He was not the leading candidate after 4 states, and he finally won it in South Carolina, where he announced he was going to run a black congresswoman, and that got him the vote. And remember, that's when all the stuff came out where you don't vote for me, you ain't black,
right.
All that stuff. And then Kamala Harris, we know what happened there, right? Excuse me. So Kamala, had no chance in hell, couldn't win 1% of the vote in her own home state in 2020, and then they removed Joe Biden after they have a primary. He wins, and then they just hand it to Kamala Harris. And never has happened in the history of the United States of America. So that's 3 times now, and I'm interested to see what they do now. In 2028, it's going to be an interesting election. I mean, there's questions on all sides.
I think they're going to nominate somebody even more radical. I think they're just going. They don't learn anything. I think they're just going further to the left. I think it's going to get crazier and crazier.
Yeah, I think Spanberger is about as far left as you can go.
Yeah, I didn't realize that when she ran. I knew she was bad, but I guess I didn't realize she was that bad. That she was that crazy left.
Yeah, and she's a professional liar, and people are shocked that she lied.
Yeah, right. Shocked. they're shocked.
Did we not learn this from Bush? When, you shouldn't nominate people who worked in the CIA. You think we would all learn this? McCormick resigns after sanctions. Did you hear about this lady who stole FEMA dollars? Yeah. I think it was. I mean, millions.
5 million, I think.
Yeah. And she has the balls.
She resigned, but is she actually going to jail? I mean, that might be an idea too.
You know that none of them are going to jail.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But it's frustrating.
It's never going to happen. But the thing is, well, exactly. You hear all these things, but nothing ever happens. What are you drinking tonight, by the way?
Old fashioned, courtesy of Shelly.
You like old fashioned? Tell Shelly hi. She's so freaking cool. I love her. She's
watching. I think she should be watching.
Good. I'll
tell her. I can have a better support.
Old fashioned. Tell her to make me one. Now, old fashioned vermouth, yeah.
No, we kind of. Well, what kind of whiskey we use? Woodhaven.
Woodhaven's great. I love Woodhaven.
Yeah, that's usually how I like it. I don't know if that's what we did tonight.
I was trying to figure, is it a Manhattan that has vermouth, sweet vermouth? Yeah, it's Manhattan that has sweet vermouth. Yeah, old-fashioned different. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Haven't tended bar in 30 some odd years, so cut me some slack. Anyway, here's the video. What's that?
I get smarter when I drink an old-fashioned, so I knew I was going to be on.
Well, you're going to get me to start drinking. I've got some stuff back there that we can make happen. Here's McCormick and resigns after sanctions. Yes, in the investigation, her court case is pending, but she resigns and she avoids the sanctions that they were going to put on her. Watch this.
Congresswoman Sheila Sherfilis McCormick officially resigning just moments before the.
She says Sheila Syphilis? Surfilis. What are these names?
Committee was set to announce sanctions against her. Sherfilis McCormick releasing a statement saying, quote, "This was not a fair process. I will not stand by and pretend that this has been anything other than a witch hunt. I simply cannot stand by and allow my due process rights to
caught one. just say it.
Be trampled on and my good name to be tarnished." The Congresswoman was accused of stealing millions in FEMA COVID relief money to finance her own campaign.
Well, once again, more corruption. Listen, at this point, I'm just like, this is like days of our lives. I don't care. There's no real consequence. All of these people are breaking the law. Like, we've already moved on from Swalwell. What happened to Swalwell's rape allegations?
Are we exactly right?
Are we going to arrest this guy for raping a woman? No. So once again, the same thing with Gates. Gates had allegations against him, and look at him now. I mean, why wasn't he arrested? But this is typical show bullshit. I'm sick of seeing it. And now you've got the SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Centers. I've got some stories for them because they're heavy here in Virginia. In fact, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think in the 90s, I actually donated to them, these guys. Morris Dees, I thought was a great guy. I guess he's the guy who started it, the attorney. I have a certificate from them because I donated money. This was back, I think, the 90s when they seemed like they were a good organization. They sued the Ku Klux Klan and they awarded, I forget the mother's name because they lynched her son, and she took over their the Klan's, I guess, property and became, owned it and turned it into a church or something. Anyway, it seemed like a great organization. Time went on. This is years ago, 10, 15 years. I started seeing they were going Glenn Beck, known conservatives, all hateful speech. And I realized, okay, this is a left-wing organization. Maybe it didn't start off that way, but they certainly became that. But now, I didn't see this coming. It's like they financed the riots in what was it, the Charlottesville?
Oh, dude, it's bad.
I mean, that's for even liberals, that's insane. That's nuts that they actually financed, make that look to make was a division or whatever they did.
Yeah, liberals funding the Klan isn't anything new. Just FYI.
Well, no, I realize that, but
right. But
this is like a roundabout way. It's like
up to old tricks. It's bad, guys. It's bad. I mean, if you guys take a look, there's a couple of videos we have on this throughout the show, and it's heavy. I'm trying to spread it out a little bit, but if you haven't had a chance to watch it, this is some dirty stuff. I mean, Nazi groups, KKK. Opposition groups hiring conservatives to go ahead and to do anti-Semitic and anti-Israel type propaganda. You're going to find a lot of conservatives. It's so funny. Matt Walsh did a video today. We're going to see it. In fact, we can put that up forward where he's like, a lot of conservatives are going to come out. I'm like, wow, dude, that's That's a real jump, bro. Because I've been saying that these people and these conservatives have been getting money from places to say these things. And this would not surprise me if people like Tucker and Candace and the Hodge twins are getting money from the SPLC, which is changing their overall approach on how they present themselves. Because why would you? Listen, you go back a year to 2 years ago. Every single one of these people, Hodge twins, Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, every one of them were praising Israel. Oh, they're our best ally. They're our best friend. What happened? What changed? How can everybody systematically in that group, some of the most influential podcasters, all change their opinion right away? And they can sit here and say, oh, because it's genocide. Well, that's bullshit, because you didn't care when the United States did it. You didn't care when the United States killed a million Arabs between 3 presidents. So don't get here and tell me that's it. And Israel has launched strikes before, and Israel has taken out populists before. What was it that really changed your mind? And the only thing that I can truly put my finger on is the amount of money that came out of this, that there has been this 10-year shift away from Israel that led with Obama and Biden. They started this. Remember, they would not house Netanyahu. They would not recognize Israel. They did not make their commitment to move the capital and recognize Jerusalem. They did not protect the hate crimes happening in Florida. A lot of this shit stemmed from Obama and Biden, you know?
Definitely started with Obama, no question.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture with the Hodge twins too? Now they're happily posing with that dickhead Dan Blazerian, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
This guy is not just anti-Israel. This guy is like, this is like a super anti-Jew guy. I mean, he's just blatant about it. He said he wanted to go to Israel and murder Jews. Openly said it. Yeah, so they're happily posing with this guy too, supporting him as a, because he's running against Randy Fine, who happens to be Jewish, and he wears a yarmulke. You know what? He's a damn good conservative.
Yeah, and, his record is solid. I don't understand what people's problems are. And he actually opposed certain funding bills for Israel. So it's not like he's just always with it. He is America first. People listen. Dan Blazerian is I don't know if you know this, but he's a U.S. Gravy SEAL. He's MEAL Team 6. So he lied. He stole valor. He said that he was a SEAL.
Right.
He never.
Yeah. Right.
He did it. Real quick, Mel Lowe donated $103.48. Mel, God bless you. Thank you, sister. It's good to have you back, and thank you so much for the donation. So I actually challenged Dan Blazerian to a fight.
God, I would love to see that.
I would fucking love to fight that guy. I really would. And, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be anything important. Just come over to my house. We'll go in the backyard. We'll have 3 minutes of just literally wailing on each other, and whoever wins. But I've got a reason to kick his ass, and that's just because you stole valor of United States Navy SEALs. You didn't make it through BUD/S training. You got kicked out. You were never a fucking SEAL, and you're just a reputable douche plow who pretends he's tough. But you know what? I guarantee once the bullets start firing, this is the guy that pisses his pants and hides in the trench. There's not bravery in him in any way, shape, or form. He's just a piece of crap. I would love to get a hold of him. Just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And I'd be like, this is for Barry. This is for my grandma Schwartz, you fucking Nazi. All right. Man, I'm not a violent guy, I promise.
Yeah, but he's a scumbag. So
he is a scumbag. We tore him apart on the show a couple nights ago. Walsh on Con Inc. This is interesting, and the SPLC. Once again, I appreciate Matt Walsh calling out. It's a little bit late. Now you need to hit Candace. Now you need to hit Tucker. Now you need to hit Nick Fuentes. Listen. Everyone keeps saying Matt Walsh. They like Matt Walsh. Why? Because honestly, he's fairly alpha. He's a man. He's conservative. He believes men are.
We did those great movies.
He's a good dude, and they want him on the far right, and he won't make that because he works for Ben Shapiro. I don't think Matt Walsh is the type of person that works for Ben Shapiro because he's a Jew. I think he works for Ben Shapiro in spite of it because Ben Shapiro is a really smart guy. Thomas Austin donated $21.10. We must keep fighting. We only lose if we stop. Thank you, Tommy. Your thoughts on that? I mean, you've listened to Matt Walsh. You've had a chance to probably hear him a little bit. Your thoughts on him?
Oh, I love him. I love Matt. Sometimes I think he's going a little in a different direction. I mean, I don't always agree with him. But I think he's a great conservative. I think he's honest. Like I said, his movies his documentaries are. I just
they're really good.
They're great, and I thought for a minute maybe he was going a little to the far side. And I was starting to get a little nervous. I'm like, oh God, we're not going to do another one, are we? But but I don't know. I haven't really seen him recently, so I'm not sure where he's been. So I'm curious to see the clip that you should. But I hope he doesn't, because I do like him. He's a likable.
I do. I like all of them, except for Candace. Except for Candace and Tucker.
Them I don't like, but
Kate. I have a new name for Candace. And you know what's funny is right after this video, I'm going to show you. I've got all these studied up. That's why I love Leroy and I do this. We just literally go through and everything stacks up. All of our conversation. I start moving slides up because I'm like, oh, this is going to be good to play because we're talking about it. Her new name is Candicelbub. So very much like Beelzebub, but Candicelbub. Candicelbub. Yeah, I like it too. She's a demon. Here's Walsh on SPLC.
Now, it's the kind of strategy that's effective because unless you're extremely familiar with how depraved left-wing activists are, it would never occur to you that they're doing any of this. But they feel a need to do it because otherwise there would be no right-wing hate groups. If the
Can I just say how come every background now looks like my background? I'm just saying, listen, you because this started with Benny Johnson, but every time everyone's doing rustic settings. Nick Freitas, Matt Walsh, Mike Knowles. Everyone does it. Dude, who had this?
You have Rock and Soul. He's got a fish, so you win.
That's true. Yeah, I think that's probably one of those. Remember those singing basses?
That's right, from the Sopranos.
It's probably what it is.
SPLC did
down
not
by
fund
the
them.
river.
They would not exist. And then Democrats would lose power and the SPLC would run out of money. Now, it's the same reason that your antivirus software bugs you all the time. If your antivirus software told you the truth, which is that you really don't need to pay for antivirus software anymore, then obviously nobody would subscribe. So instead, they pester you with fake threats and scare tactics. And it's kind of the same principle, except in the case of the SPLC, they were having a substantial effect on American politics. Now, the more you read this indictment, the more you realize how shameless it was. According to the DOJ, the SPLC...
Real quick, I want to thank all the Rumble. We're plus 100 over on Rumble. It looks like we've got editor choice pick again. Rumble has taken care of me lately. I just want to say thank you to all my Rumble people. We couldn't get any attention. We could set up a signal flare and dance around naked and nobody would show. But it's been consistently high 50s. Now it's 100. Remember, that's only 1,900 followers. And, having 5% of your followership watching, that's not a bad deal. If Facebook did that, we'd have 20,000 people watching. So kind of a cool thing. So I want to thank everybody over on Rumble. Please hit follow. Let's get that number up and don't be afraid to share it. Here's the rest. Oh, and hit the like, guys. Remember, if we can't donate, hit the like button. It's really simple wherever you are. YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Instagram now, whatever it is. Hit the heart, hit the like, hit the follow, whatever it is. Just hit that button and call it good.
It was paying the same Klan members that it was complaining about by name on its website. So I got to say, as an aside, I'm starting to get a little frustrated because, again, I was also listed on their website of extremists. They put me on the list. They had my photo up and everything, and I was on their hate map as somebody who absolutely must be stopped. And yet, for all of this, I wasn't paid a single cent at any point. I served as general hate without any compensation whatsoever. Meanwhile, the KKK wizards were just like raking it in. Now, of course, all kidding aside, SPLC was not offering money to genuine conservatives who are effective at advancing conservatism. The idea was to fund and prop up the alleged right-wingers who were useful to SPLC and the left. And I suspect
Nick Fuentes,
that soon, whether through this investigation or those to come...
Listen, mark me now. Jake Shields, Dan Blazarian, Stu Peters, Nikki, midget Mexican gay midget Mexican Fuentes. All of them SPLC donors. I bet you, I'll bet you a new car. And that car has to be a little Matchbox $7.99 in Toys R Us type car.
Corgi car.
Yeah, right. A micro machine.
We're gonna find out that there are a fair number of alleged conservative figures, the most embarrassing and ridiculous ones, who've been getting paid by the forces they pretend to oppose.
Yep.
There's a symbiotic relationship between left-wing activist groups and the supposedly right-wing grifters. And this relationship has always been obvious. Now we're learning about its financial dimensions.
Gotta say, I agree. Everyone says his background looks fake and mine looks real. I agree. His looks fake. I mean, you could take my guns off the wall and have a field day. I don't think you could take that fish and, well, eat it. I don't think you would probably want to do that. It doesn't really matter. The point is it looks fake, okay? That fireplace, come on, it's a little cringe. I had one but those little Amish fireplaces that you plug in. They're great. They just don't look real. Here is, just to give you guys a little more context, here is Kash Patel and company talking about SPLC and some of the things they're guilty of.
I just want to make sure I understand. You're alleging that the Southern Poverty Law Center was paying the leaders of KKK and other groups to continue their operations? Is that?
I'm not alleging it. The grand jury returned an indictment that says that. And so...
Oh, he's not even using the word alleged. Holy shit.
What the investigation found, according to the indictment that was returned today, is that they were paying... So the Southern Poverty Law Center is raising money, asking folks to give them money to dismantle racism. And over a very long period of time, they were using some of the money they raised from donors to pay to, they called them field, basically to informants, for information, for access, to just pay them for certain, to do certain things. And so, yes, that's exactly what the indictment charges.
All right, moving into the next piece of this, and then we can discuss it together. By the way, Sawman says old Honda Civics are better than some Republicans. Old Honda Civics are better than all Republicans and Democrats. Honda Civics are wonderful. I've had 2 Honda Civics in my life, and I love them. Love them. I've had Hondas all my life. It's all I've ever owned. I've never owned anything else, and I would never own anything else. Here's we're going to extend this a little bit more about the Southern Poverty Law Center, and then Crowder's got a take on it too.
It was a weekend of street battles and stark displays of racism.
So as Barry alluded to, you guys remember Charlottesville, right? Good people on both sides, that complete hoax. And if anyone listened to 30 seconds before the clip and 30 seconds after, they would realize that Donald Trump did not say that Nazis are good people. In fact, he condemned them multiple times. In fact, 127 times within 72 hours, Donald Trump condemned Nazis and white supremacists, but it wasn't good enough for the media. These are the type of clips that the Southern Poverty Law Center obviously would fund, because here is the version of what this sounded like. Now listen to this. This was August 15th, 2017 on ABC News. Listen to the language. Listen to the directive from the legacy media.
It was a weekend of street battles and stark displays of racism, exploding into a deadly act of domestic terror. Tonight, we examine the hateful groups that now appear to be banding together. Why are they now emerging from the shadows, emboldened and growing in numbers?
Hate no longer hides behind hoods.
Watch this. Oh, one more I want to add to the list, the Lincoln Project. The Lincoln Project. Those douchebags.
Yeah.
Yep. They're the ones who did the tiki torches in front of Youngkin's bus and paid for him. I guarantee you they took the money too.
Red-handed.
Yep.
This was the scene in the liberal college town of Charlottesville, Virginia on Friday, reminiscent of images from a dark American past.
These are the same, I guarantee you, it's the same fuckers that were in the Patriot Front, who wore the white baklava masks and wore the USA flags, and they would get off on buses and stuff, and they were neo-Nazis. Just the same type of thing. This is paid for. Dude, these groups are... Guys, currently in the United States of America, there's 700 Ku Klux Klan members. 700.
Wow.
Okay, there were 700,000... Go ahead, what?
Yeah, I was going to say, but according to the left, the white supremacists and these hate KKK groups are who we have to be the most frightened about.
Right, exactly. If you have to pay for it, how bad can they be?
Yeah, and I didn't realize the number was that low. 700 pointy heads. I didn't realize that.
Yep, 700 current active KKK members, and then affiliate groups are like 3,000. If you tie in Aryan Nation and Nazis and everything else, it's about 25,000 people. You guys, it's like, look at the population. It's 0.0001% of the population. You have a better chance of having someone accidentally use you as a litter box who thinks they're a furry. Okay, the chances are pretty slim.
This is a racist rally, and we should name it as such. I'm less interested actually in the rally and more interested in how this rally functions.
I could see from my office here in New York City how this was building. This was not just predictable, but predicted.
Well, the most striking thing is how well organized it was. There was people doing crowd control. There were people dropping people off at specific locations. There was security. There were people handing out extra tiki torches. Everyone who was there knew exactly what they were signing up for.
I'm joined now by Mark Potok, a former senior fellow at the Southern Poverty Law Center.
I think that this is a new generation of racists who, as Carol and Leonard both have suggested, were in large part created.
Dude, that guy's face is way too close together. He literally he looks like an Apple phone like avatar emoji. Seriously, like I'm not kidding, dude. I mean, that is just too small of a face.
Created by Donald Trump and others like Donald Trump.
So here's Crowder calling this out. We're almost done on this, but I want it. This is important, man. There's a lot here. So here is.
Can you challenge Mark Potok to a fight while you're at it?
I don't think I could.
He deserves a beating.
I don't think I could take him. I think where do you hit him? You know, where do you hit him without doing severe damage to his teeth, eyes, and nose all at the same time? You know, you hit him once, and
he's a real bad guy.
I would love to see his side profile. I bet he looks like, remember the Coneheads from SNL?
Yeah, right.
Something like that. All right, here is his head's shaped like a testicle. Just saying. Just saying. He looks like he has one ball though. Hey, Crowder calls out SPLC. Here we go.
SPLC, according to their own website. References available 11 a.m. every day. Bibliography every show. The SPLC is a catalyst for racial justice in the South and beyond, working in partnership with communities to dismantle white supremacy, strengthen intersectional movements, and advance the human rights of all people. And the way they did that is by censoring mainstream right-leaning conservative voices, pressuring big tech, working in tandem, by the way, with the Biden and Obama administration. They referenced the SPLC ad nauseum, destroying lives while paying the leadership of said racial supremacist groups. This is why when we made ourselves cancel-proof, and that's because of your membership, right? Mug Club, it's now Rumble Premium, we saw the writing on the wall.
Oh, is that how you do it? Hey, folks, make us cancel-proof by donating. We're at $124.58, but it feels like we're about to be canceled. Without your help and hitting $300, we won't be able to survive till the end of the show, and we could shut off at any second. We don't want...
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Lee.
SPLC, according to their own website.
Just kidding. But donate anyway. We're not kidding. Thanks.
That is who all of the big tech companies would cite. Make no mistake, this is a giant that has fallen.
The Southern Poverty Law Center today only serves as a propaganda wing of the left. People need to understand that. In 1986, the entire staff outside of the founder left the SPLC, and most of them said it was because the organization was shifting from fighting against death penalty, from fighting for social justice sort of landmark cases, to simply targeting conservatives and creating their right-wing hate watch.
Solo quiero que les veas el rostro. Míralos. A los miembros del SPLC. Han ayudado a miles de
Get better, Tommy.
víctimas de las palabras de Mug Club.
We do need to band together and understand the size of the enemy that we're facing right now. And the SPLC is a huge one.
Okay. En el trato con la SPLC.
Nos dijendos habían clasificados a 900 organizaciones como grupos judíos. La mejor oportunidad de tumbar al Mug Club como uno.
By the way, these are the same people, the SPLC, who determines what content is hate speech, what content...
God, he plugs his Mug Club every 5 seconds. Folks, donate.
...is allowed.
We're going to grab the SPLC by the dick, and we're going to kick them in the ass!
The SPLC is one of the main, I guess you would say one of the main seats on this board of directors that YouTube has in determining content guidelines. With Mug Club growing into the largest pay service subscription model on the internet,
Not only did Blacko Mugskabar find himself on big tech's radar, but straight in the crosshairs of the SPLC. See, the SPLC are arbiters of what's determined hate speech and allowed on the platforms. And they decided that Blacko had to go. And this may be why when people say they're all the same, I just don't agree. I have been around for a long time, and we've had to deal with lawyers in the SPLC and conversations with Google executives, YouTube executives who would cite the SPLC. This is a big deal. They are not all the same because the left enables, references, directs people to, and supports the SPLC. I have not been thrilled with Kash Patel's job performance. I have not been thrilled with his DOJ in a lot of ways. This is a big win. And it's a bigger win than most.
It's interesting. You go back to the 2020 election with Youngkin. And the true story, man, absolutely 120%, is we have active Klan within, a rock throw up in the hills here. And some of those 700, Round Hill, if you go look up its history, had some Klan in it. And there's some backwoods Klan who are here. And they're not out there roasting freaking, marshmallows and burning crosses and stuff and wearing their white hoods, but they are considered to be active Klan. But that's the rumor, right? Nobody has actually seen these guys. No, and you trust me, with as much as I defend Barry and Israel, they would have burned a cross on my front lawn a long time ago if they were real. We're too close. But I'll tell you, in 2020, we got some stuff in our mailbox. And it was a pamphlet that looked like, you remember those rubber stamps that you would use to hit confidential or put your post address on and stuff like that? And you would stamp it and stamp the letter or stamp a file at work or whatever. This is just what it was. It was a little piece of paper and it said, Ku Klux Klan meeting, blah, 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 this time, this place. And it looked like it was just from a shitty printing press. And on the back, it said the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. And it was in everybody's mailbox. And it was really weird. And we got this, and this is a big comeuppance in town. Everyone was looking at what the hell happened? Who's doing this? What the hell? And I'm not kidding. Within 24 hours, every single mailbox in town had an SPLC fundraiser letter about fighting local Klan populations that were rising. And I'm like, how can this not be the same thing? How does a group do this? So anyway, I just want to get your thoughts on this. You said you donated to these guys. Do you imagine something's going to happen? Do we think it's going to, or is this just, once again, we found something bad and nothing's going to take place?
That's the way it's been going. I'm hearing today too, which sounds like great news, that they're finally looking into John Brennan. But again, not to change the subject, but it's the same thing. Yeah, normally I'd be excited, but nothing. Every time we hear this, we're investigating. They're up in front of the committee. We caught them, but then it goes away. So I don't know. I hope so, because this is just a vile crime that they've done, like John Brennan. So I pray that we start seeing justice. That's what we voted for. So something's got to happen, because I'm getting sick of things not happening.
Here's the thing. What's worse, fake Klan that is made up and paid for, or real Klan?
Right. Yeah, probably the fake one's probably more dangerous.
That's my point.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Because
can I make a point about SPL too?
Yes, of course.
They're saying that, I don't know if people know, that I think it was a few weeks before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, they put him on the hate list, their hate list. So I'm not saying, but the crazies read this shit, and who knows if they contribute. And I thought there was another incident. I don't know who it was, but I thought they put this guy on a hate list and he was killed. And I could be wrong, but I don't remember who it was. But it might have been a few years ago. But it sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
Yeah. But the fact is, they put Charlie Kirk, of all people, the least hateful man on the planet, on their hate. That's how dangerous they are. And then a few weeks later, but they create crazies read this stuff, and they take these guys seriously.
Yeah.
They think these people are dangerous that they say are dangerous. What do? They say, well, we got to take them out.
We're getting to that place, aren't we? I mean, I think, it's hilarious when you take a look at Democrats. The biggest problems that they have in liberals is with MAGA and their fellow citizens. But MAGA's issue is not necessarily with the voters. It's with the politicians. And I will lament the day when we all start focusing on the politicians and stop focusing on each other. That'll be a day that maybe change can take place. You're going to love this. Listen, you know me. I always love to go through the annals of history and try to find previous hypocritical statements from these wonderful social media people that we have. Here's Candace Owens, who she used to be. Listen to this. You're going to love this. You should share this on her site. I know you love to troll her. Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene posted today. She's like, Virginia is losing all of its positions for Republicans. It's going to be a 10-1. And Donald Trump had a chance to fix this, but now Virginia is going to a spiraling death hole of socialism and communism, and the progressives are taking over. And I said, wow, Marjorie, that really sounds hard. Maybe I should fucking quit. Wait for her to block me. She's not a big fan of me. Here is who Candace used to be. Listen to this.
Jewish history now, right? Like they're kind of rewriting it, and actually they're not rewriting it. They always blame Jewish people for everything. I think they've always done that. Always blame Jewish people for everything. I think they've always done that. Since the beginning of time. No matter what, it's the fault of the Jewish people, right?
No matter what, it's the fault of the Jewish people, right?
Candicelbub, folks. That is
that's insane. That's crazy.
That is her demon name from the lower 7 rings of hell.
This uprising and anti-Semitic attacks, and Black people and Jews have always gotten along. We've always been like, hey, we're in this boat of oppression a little bit by ourselves, and there's always been a natural bond. And
except for Malcolm X, I mean, and Louis Farrakhan, and pretty much Eddie. What the fuck are you talking about? Black people and Jews get along.
It's being torn apart in a weird way. It was a peaceful place until the Jews got there.
Right. Well, it wasn't a peaceful place till the Jews got there. That's
I'm just giving you the stuff.
I know. No, of course, I hear this stuff all the time. I deal with it all the time.
Peaceful?
Okay, deal with it all the time.
Peaceful?
Okay.
So here, once again,
he's so great.
Dude, he is amazing and so sad, and I wish him the very best and pray for him. He's genius.
You can imagine how he must feel stabbed in the back with this.
Oh, I know. Oh God, how many people feel stabbed in the back? Look at Jordan Peterson. We just heard today that his daughter said no more updates, that he's suffering from a severe brain abnormality that has to do with high levels of mold exposure. And here I am. I just had to get my entire AC, entire home, the mold eradicated that was in my AC because it's Virginia. And we didn't know we had black mold in our upstairs and downstairs AC vents. Had to get a UV system, a filter, a light. I mean, freaking expensive as shit. But you know what? Last night, best night's sleep I've ever had. I like, and the air, I walk into my house and it smells clean. Like, it had a kind of stale presence to it. So anyway, yeah, so am I, but lucky. But this right here, listen guys, this shit, this is pure evil. Like, this is abortion, celebrating and having birthday candles for your aborted baby like liberals do. This shit is sick. This is like sexually mutilating kids. I want you to listen to Candace Owens here, and she implores her viewers to find out where Charlie's grave is.
Oh.
No shit. Like, dude, I've cooked this lady. Everyone's like, oh, well, look at these people who cooked Candace. We've been doing this shit for 3.5 years on this chick. 3.5 years. So I don't want to hear about it. Here it is.
If you have information pertaining to that, more tips at CandaceOwens.com. More tips at CandaceOwens.com. We will protect your identity entirely. You can trust us. We have protected our sources from the very beginning. We still protect our sources. There has not been anyone that has been outed as one of our sources. And if I was compelled to testify, I wouldn't, because this matters to me. And I want to know whether or not Charlie was cremated.
So
she care? What's her deal with that?
Dude,
what did she try to find out? So yeah, what's the conspiracy there?
I don't know. I can't keep up with this bitch.
Yeah, that's wow.
Seriously. From the bee cults to Britney Spears to the Jews to the Egyptians to Trump to Erica to TPUSA. Like, who knows? But now you want to there's a reason that Charlie Kirk's grave is not on display. It's the same reason that Barry Morgenstein's home address isn't on there right now, or mine. There's freaking wackos out there, man. And we try to protect our anonymity. And what do you think they'll do? They'll desecrate his grave. They desecrated U.S. Navy SEALs. They went into Arlington and desecrated graves. Do you think these people care? They tore down statues that were in our history since the 1600s and 1800s. They don't give a shit about anybody. They will literally defecate and urinate on Charlie's grave. No, you don't say anything. You don't tell.
So her end game, is it that she wants people to do that, or is she saying that he's not dead, that we need proof that he has a grave, or what? I don't even understand what her point is.
She believes that he was buried as a Catholic, is what she's trying to convince everybody that he's Catholic. Okay. And she's trying to convince that Charlie didn't die in the way and by whom they said. That's her main principle, but predominantly that he chose to be buried as a Catholic. And she believes that his grave is not being announced based upon what the headstone says, and it's for her to prove that he was a Catholic, which he's not. I mean, pretty much every one of his friends said, like most people who are religious, they tend to, like my daughter. My daughter's looking into Catholicism now. I don't think she's going to convert to Catholic, not convert, but she's not going to, join a Catholic church, but she's interested. She wants to see what other religions have to offer. So Charlie Kirk had a lot. He had rosary, and it's my understanding he visited a Catholic church from time to time, and these things are completely normal. And Erica was Catholic, but Candace believes that he was taking the rosary, that he was a closet Catholic, and the way that he is buried and the way that they put him to rest is essentially to cover up his religious disposition and how he was buried. But really, it's Candace. This is what Candace wants to know where the grave is. She wasn't invited to the ceremony. She wasn't invited to his burial. They didn't invite her to the wedding. Charlie and Erica didn't, but they went to hers because that's polite. She's been ostracized. The chick was in love with Charlie. It's obvious. She is nuts. She's got a severe case of PTS. She's obviously manic, and I can't really explain what else she's doing, man. She's just nuts.
Yeah. But how many followers does that nut have, though? That's the scary thing.
Millions.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Matt, why isn't Candace just buried and made irrelevant? Because there is a very large... Okay, do you want to know why? Do you want to know why? I'll tell you why. 6% of the U.S. population believes that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
What percent?
6.
That's still too high. That's
6.
scary. Wow.
6% of the people on this planet believe, or in the United States believe, that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Do you want to know how many people believe in flat Earth? 2% of the population believes in flat Earth.
Oh.
Do you want to know how many people believe that gravity isn't real? Do you want to know how many people actually believe in Bigfoot and believe in the Loch Ness Monster? I don't know what to tell you, folks, but there's a very large group of people who cognitive dissonance isn't some sort of theoretical application. It's these people have no reality, have a reality distortion field. And here's how you know. It's the same people that bought the National Enquirer and quoted it. It's the same people who believe the WWF is a real sporting event. They don't want to know the truth. So why is she? Because hating Jews is important right now. And a lot of people, I told you, remember, once again, I'm going to say it again. I keep saying it every time we talk about this. I said 2 things after October 7th. On October 8th, I said 2 things are going to happen. In the next 30 days, Israel is going to prosecute this war. Man, women, and child will be dead. They are going to kill everyone who is within any strike distance of Hamas. People need to leave and get out. Otherwise, they're going to die because the Jews don't fuck around. They don't.
They told them to. They gave them a warning, too.
They did.
30
days. They put up
innocent people.
Yep. Yeah. They put up Willie Pete. They put up white phosphorus. They sent out pamphlets. They sent out letters. And I told you what they were going to do. And they had every right to do so. And they did. And they prosecuted the war. And the second thing I told you is you are about to find out how the world finds out about Jews. And everyone's mask is going to slip.
You nailed it, unfortunately. You were right. 100%.
Go listen on October 8th.
It's bad.
Everybody here who watches the show knows what I said. And I said, everyone's going to be exposed. The amount of Jew hate is going to be from the United Nations to podcasters to TV hosts. Democrats are going to latch onto this. Far right are going to latch onto this, because this is why everyone wants to know why Jews have been castigated out of Arab lands 178 times. I just gave you the key word, Arab lands. This is what they do. When they don't have Jews to kill, they kill each other. This is what happens. And Israel, no, I don't care what you think about Israel. They tolerated shit for 47 years. They've had proxies of Iranian, 63,000 terrorist events out of the 76,000 that have taken place were all funded by Iran. You have had Hamas break peace treaties with the United States. You had Yasser Arafat. Yeah, you had Hamas be put in power. We understand what happened. Yasser Arafat came in, and they had actually a better feeling about Hamas. We understand what took place. We understand that the Jews were trying to go ahead and choose the lesser of two evils. Well, that evil got radicalized, and they became a large terrorist group. 90% of the people in Gaza believe that Jews should die. 90%.
And they foolishly gave up Gaza, which they never should have done.
Right, and West Bank.
They gave them a terrorist state, basically.
And the Golan Heights.
Yeah, right.
Everyone keeps calling the Jews colonizers. They've given up more frickin' territory than any other country on the planet. Ukraine won't even give them the Donbass region. Ukraine won't give up Donbass. Israel's given up more than Donbass. And you guys are sitting here saying that Israel are colonizers? Are you fucking kidding me? They own this much of the Middle East.
Arafat was offered 98% of, I think, what they were asking for, and he turned it down because they didn't care about the land. They just want to continue killing Jews and Israelis. So it was never about land with them.
Yeah, you and I agree. Michelle Morgenstein.
I know her.
You mean Shelley? That's my daughter who put that in. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michelle. $50. We appreciate you. Very, very nice of you. Anyway,
that's why I proposed to her 4 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. She's amazing.
She's a good one.
Here is something that's going on in Fairfax, Virginia. I just want to cover this. Fairfax is the county which you guys might have read my page today where I told you that you remember that the election looked great, and I was saying that it was going right where Republicans wanted it. And there was one county that hadn't reported. Remember when everyone was at like 35%? Then I went back and Fairfax was at 35%. And then I said, oh shit. Everyone remembers. Oh no. It took them about 30 seconds to go ahead and find 80,000 some odd votes. I've went ahead and broken it down on my page. You can take a look. Now, I'm not a big election denier guy, right? I don't believe in that shit. But there are some inconsistencies in this that need to be addressed. Number one is, take a look at this. Election day votes, 55% of those votes were split between no. 55% won. That's a 10% increase over yeses for the vote. The early in-person votes were 28% of the votes cast. 52% early in-person votes were yes. 48% were no. This is very indicative of Republicans and Democrats. But look at this. Early mail-in votes. 254,000 early mail-ins. 73% of these early mail-in votes said yes, and 27% said no. Folks, the reason why that should concern you is that those are absentee ballots, a lot of them. Some of them are mail-ins. Most of those are military people. The problem is there's only about 55,000 military people. Where are 273 going, and why is it a 75% split between yes and no? That doesn't make much sense, and then you have to couple it with this. This is Fairfax. I punched the clock on this just so you could see it. If you take a look, this is when the election was called, and Fairfax had absentee mail came in. Look at their yes votes. It's at 35,000 flat when they called it. Flat, even number. I can tell you, I've been doing elections since I was a small kid, probably 7, 8 years old. I've been covering them live 5.5 years, but I've been watching them for decades. I have never seen an even number. Even in a town with 26 people, I have never seen a flat zero ever in my life. But it just so happens they got 35,000 votes. I'm questioning it. I'm asking questions. Why did they stay at 35% for 2 hours when everyone else had their counts in? Every single county in the state had their counts in and were making progress. But Fairfax stopped. They stalled. And then they drop 80,000 votes. Doesn't make much sense. But you got to take for that for what it's worth. Watch this. This is going to piss you off. Here is a Fairfax immigrant abuser, and watch this.
Breaking news moments ago, the adult 18-year-old illegal immigrant found guilty of sexually assaulting several high school girls in Virginia has just been sentenced to 100 days behind bars. And one correction there, he's actually 19 years old. We know he was 19 years old attending that school as an adult. However, with time served and the calculations for a misdemeanor crime, he has 135 days left in prison, about 4.5 months. Shannon, it is unthinkable that it's 135 days. But here's something Spanberger can do. Serve his time. ICE has issued a detainer. He's in the country illegally. Give him to ICE and get this guy deported.
Yeah, if I were ICE, I would start the clock ticking. I would set myself a little timer for this guy. If he's going to, and you know, there can be reasons that they get out a couple of days early, those kinds of things, good behavior, whatever. But I would be ready for this guy and standing by and make the governor explain why she's not going to have ICE detainer honored if you're not going to for a man that was assaulting young women. There's reporting, and I would have to look at the misdemeanors here, that he could have faced up to 12 months per count, and there were 9 of them. So think about that. That's 9 years potentially, if this reporting is accurate on that misdemeanor, that he could have faced, and instead he's getting 4 months. If I'm ICE, I'm standing outside the door of the jail waiting for him.
Breaking news moment.
Yeah, and so should every single father. I know.
Yeah,
but
that's just fucking, excuse me, infuriating. That's just
I know, dude. I know.
And how is so basically these Democrats are always protecting child predators. What is that? I mean, they're you know, stuff by stopping ICE, and they're always in favor of the illegals, the gang members, the child rapists, murderers. It's makes no sense.
This is
so
the same.
infuriating.
This is the same county that I just told you about these votes. Because watch this, 70%. I think 76% of the murders in Fairfax have been from illegals. That's how bad it is there. Watch this. It's no coincidence that there's a shit ton of illegals in Fairfax, and then all of a sudden there's a ton of mail-in votes. Folks, come on. It can't be that much of a coincidence. Okay? But here's the problem. Donald Trump put out a Truth Social and said the election was stolen. We know they did ballot dumps. Okay, then if you don't arrest these people, you're full of shit. And I'm going to call Trump out. Just like I called him out in 2020, I'm going to call him out on this. You have the DOJ, you have the FBI, you have the CIA, you have the NSA, you have the NRO, you have every single alphabet agency, you run the FEC. If you missed this election fraud in Fairfax, Virginia, and you saw it take place and you literally don't have the FBI, I want 1,000 agents storming offices, collecting boxes, people out in handcuffs. If you don't do that, I don't give a fuck and I don't believe you anymore about stolen elections. Prove it or shut up. Seriously. Because every single person here should feel the exact same way. Because you know what? He's been in office. Where are the arrests on the 2020 election? If it was stolen and we say it is, where are they? Oh, well, it's coming, Matt. Hang tight. I'm sick of hanging tight. I want to arrest.
Also, with the Russian collusion, Brennan, you know,
right,
and Clapper, you know, arrest them. They said they have the evidence. There's no question they made it up. They knew it wasn't real. Start arresting people. What are we waiting for? And my question is, this guy, this little pervert, so Spanberger is protecting him, but doesn't have ICE have the authority to go over her? I mean, he's illegal. Can't they just go in and grab him? I don't know how that works.
Virginia doesn't work with federal agents here. They don't cross agency cooperation is zero. Yeah, they don't.
So that's one thing people at the elections. If she does run for president, that's got to be, they got to shout this from the, you know, they got to shout this at the top of their lungs that Spanberger protected a child predator.
Yes, 100%. That'll probably get her elected, knowing the Democrats. Watch this. We're not done with Fairfax. Here's more.
A handful of illegal immigrants have recently been arrested in Fairfax County, Virginia, for a wide range of violent attacks, such as the murder of an infant, MS-13 executions, stabbing a mother to death at a bus stop. Critics of Fairfax County leaders say they are prioritizing criminal elite.
But the vote's safe, folks. The vote's the vote's huge. It's fantastic. It's the greatest vote ever. Best vote ever in history, folks. Completely safe. What a fair election.
Immigrants over Americans' safety. DHS reports in 2026, illegal aliens have committed 75% of...
I'm sorry, I lied to you. I said 76. I was 1% off. So don't worry, somebody will get killed by an illegal tonight. It'll be 76.
all murders in the county. A handful
So there's Fairfax, folks. You know, and it's not like it's not in the news all the time. We cover Virginia all the time. Why? Why do liberals love crime so much?
Right. They do. Yeah, I wish I could. There's just no way. It's mind-boggling to me. It's just, and when you throw that back in their face, you know, you give these statistics. Well, you know, Biden let all these illegals in. You care about women and children, but look at all the people, the women who've been raped and murdered by these illegals. Right. What happened if Biden and the Democrats let them in? They can never answer that. They just, you know, or they say you're making it up, or it didn't happen, or whatever. But it's frustrating because they really just don't care about women and children. Like they scream, like, you know, they don't care about minorities. They don't care about women and children. They're a bunch of phonies. They're just full of hate. They hate America. They hate anything good, basically.
Yeah, did you see that video today? I'll pop it in the window real quick. It's funny you said that because I said the exact same thing. Actually, you get a long profile of me, folks. I usually don't do this because I'm sitting down or whatever, but I just got done going for a run, so I came back and did this. Watch this.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is a blue Virginia morning, and so that isn't just about the sky. It's also about what's going to happen to the Republican seats, where we have a very fair 6-5 representation right now in Virginia. Will become a 10-1 in favor of Democrats' representation. Of course, this was sold by Obama, and over $95 million was put into Virginia to win this amendment. I wonder why. Because this is going to be a footprint and a roadmap for what is going to happen across the United States. See, the Democrats aren't going to stop. They're going to continue to do this. They're going to gerrymander everything because they've already done that. There's 12 states ran by Democrats that are gerrymandered to the hilt with zero representation for Republicans, and Virginia is going to be a very close 13. And the issue really is this. It's not Democrats. It's not Obama. It's not the money. It's not the political action committees. It's Republicans being feckless. Because the truth of the matter simply is that Republicans are not as committed to saving America as Democrats are to destroying America. You may not like to hear it, but that's the truth.
Yeah, thoughts on that? Thanks.
That's so true. Absolutely perfect. That's so damn true. And so damn frustrating.
Scary. Here is Joy Reid. Dems are good and they're different. They're not like Republicans. Holy shit! I can't believe this lady still has a show.
Well, first of all, Democrats do not play politics the way Republicans do. The difference between the parties, they do not. They do not. Please. Democrats play by the Marquis de Queensberry rules. I think they do not. They're not rule breakers. What's been fun?
You're trying to tell me
they're not.
If the Democrats take the Senate,
I would hope they would.
2027.
I hope
in 2027, and Alito retires, and Trump names a Supreme Court justice, that the Democrats are going to have hearings and actually confirm him.
I think they would.
Or her,
because they don't.
Not a chance.
I don't think that they play like. Can you imagine Chuck Schumer doing any of the things Mitch McConnell did? Of course not. They couldn't even hold out on
I don't know. He locked the fucking government down 3 times in 120 days. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, all you people who work for the federal government, use your savings. Chuck, we already did the last 3 times. Do it again. Give me a break.
Government shutdown because 8 of them turned tail and gave in. Democrats capitulate and they try to play by the rules. Republicans don't care about the rules. They rewrite the rules.
Gaslighting. This is just such gaslighting bullshit. And why does she look like Dennis Rodman? I wonder if she's a blocking guard. Chris Murphy also is a loser. Made a post about. Did you see this? What he did?
Was this when he was overseas?
Well, oh God, don't even get me started on that. I want you to talk about that when we're done because like that's treason, and you can talk about that.
That's what I said.
26 ships make it through Iran, and these are the ghost ships. These are the black ships. These are ships that are basically off registry, have no markings, have no country of origin, that are smuggling oil in and out. 26 make it through in Iran, and he goes awesome on Twitter and says awesome to a country we are currently in an open conflict with, which we consider an enemy of the state. Watch this, Chris Murphy, and now watch him try to excuse it away. What? I was just teasing. I was just right. And Donald Trump was just teasing about ending Iran as a civilization.
Twitter's become kind of a cesspool. I probably should give up on sarcasm on Twitter. Obviously, anybody that's seen anything that I have said about Trump's war knows that I think it's bungled, mismanaged, and he should end it as quickly as possible. But sarcasm is not something, I guess, that's allowed on Twitter any longer.
Do you regret the post? Are you planning on taking it down, or are you going to keep it out?
I mean, I guess I just have to be more careful about sarcasm on Twitter.
Oh, God, talking points. Listen, if these guys had an original thought, okay, it would be so tight. You could take a piece of coal, shove it up their ass, and in 3 weeks it would be a diamond.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is a blue Virginia.
That's from Ferris Bueller. I can't take that credit. Dude, tell me about the treason, because in my eyes, I'm with you. I think it's treasonous what they did.
Yeah, I know. What did he say again exactly?
He went over to Spain. He went over to Spain, who refused U.S. airspace, and he's like, Donald Trump is a dictator. This war is unjustified. I mean, he just basically aided and abetted Iran.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I yelled at the TV screen. That's treason. They don't prosecute anybody for treason anymore. I guess if they did, half the Democrats would go away. But yeah, that's it's just disgraceful. They just hate this country. They're just, the one is more vile than the other. Yeah, it's
funny you say that, because there's the Pentagon just released a person high up in the military chain of command for releasing nuclear secrets. We're going to play that video after this. But first, Kamala is black again. I just want to let everyone know she's not Jamaican. She's black. Yep, she's black again. She just turned this morning, and it's like the summer solstice, folks. You can always tell whenever you put fried chicken and some watermelon and some Tabasco, Kamala turns black. That's just the way it works.
Cornelius every few months.
It's such bullshit. This woman, I hate this woman. If she runs, Spanberger is going to destroy her. Like, Spanberger will just literally cut her to pieces. It's going to be the most embarrassing run ever. Here it is.
I think it's okay for us to be a bit transactional too, and to say, I'm gonna get mine also. And so don't count on me to be a voter and be the backbone of the Democratic Party, because it is my value system and my ethics and my sense of civic duty and responsibility, so that you look at me and say, oh, they're gonna vote.
Oh,
I bet she carries hot sauce in her purse too.
Oh, you think so?
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, Swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working? Would you rather your child had feminism or cancer? Birth control makes women unattractive and crazy.
Well, that was some weird shit.
Oh, Hillary fucking Clinton and Kamala Harris. I love that you put the hot sauce. I'm like, I got that soundbite.
That's good.
Hot sauce. Yes. Oh man, between her and Biden, I mean, is there any more what level of racism comes from that group? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
cringeworthy. Then you have to throw in Tim Walz for the cringe stuff. You can't watch these people. It's hard to watch. It's like, and then you have to think, how many people voted for these people?
Oh,
voted for her and Tim Walz. It's like,
so true.
I mean, it's scary as hell.
Oh, it is.
So we were talking about earlier about these people used to read the National Enquirer and get their news and believe all this crazy shit. But I swear but the people like that are multiplying. You see the man on the street interviews, and you see these responses. It's like, this is way too many people think like this, or have no brain cells, or just crazy. It's so scary.
Critical thought is dead. People don't come to their own conclusions anymore. They get fed to them by their social media or the news. I mean, this is Animal Farm in 1984 wrapped into one giant big Orwellian nightmare. It really is. Right. Yeah. Remember this one?
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
And then this one.
And by the way,
black kids like roaches.
And by the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap, and I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Yeah, that shit ain't fake. That ain't fake. He was talking about his time as Coast Guard in Delaware, and the only man who lived in Rehoboth, and he lived somewhere in Philly, right? I mean, is that what he would say? It was I don't remember. But this guy, I grew up here. I marched with Martin Luther King. No, you didn't, you lying son of a bitch.
He grew up in a Jewish neighborhood. He grew up in a Spanish neighborhood.
Right.
Grew up in a black neighborhood. He grew up in every neighborhood.
Remember when he had to protect that black girl from walking home against those 6 white Klan members that wanted to beat him? I'm like, what the fuck, Joe? I'm like, you didn't do, like, what are you talking about, dude? I played football. I was the number one. Really? Do you have a Scranton? That's right, Scranton and Rehoboth. Yeah, from Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm from Delaware. God, what a douche plow. We're cooking right along, folks. Donations have been great. $174.58, but we are shy. We've got just a little bit more time. I'm going to move Barry's ticker over here. Go to barrymorgenstein.com. Pick up Rock and Soul. It's a book behind him and a book behind me. It's one of my favorite things. And actually, here's the thing. The Don't Unfriend Me show is mentioned in it. So if you really want to, and you want to get it from Barry, I'll sign the damn thing too if you want. But go pick it up. Go over to barrymorgenstein.com. Get it signed. He gets it immediately done in person, and you can't get that on Amazon. Just go to his website and do it. Fair enough?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it, buddy. This one's interesting. Watch this.
Maybe
now you guys remember this guy. No. He's the one who pushed one of, I think her name's Christy. I can't remember her name. Yeah. Reporter, right? Yep. Who's a street reporter, and literally like snapped her, gave her whiplash. She was in the hospital. Here's what he's saying now. He's like, "Oh, I gotta leave the United States." But by the way, folks, after you go buy the book Rock and Soul, well, we need to get donations going. Clock is going up as we speak.
Maybe you guys do get doxxed, but I don't know if you guys are getting the same type of stuff that we're getting, and it's nonstop. It's hundreds of phone calls a day. It's text messages and them trying to get into all of our social media accounts and contacting our friends, our neighbors, our family. The rest of our family is getting doxxed as well. It's not just us. It's my sons, their wives, like people that had nothing to do with anything. It's a little overwhelming and makes me second guess even living in this country, to be honest with you, with all this going on. I've never had this happen in my
life. Maybe don't be a pussy and don't push women. That's a start.
That's a start. Sir, you get the wanker of the evening.
Wank!
That's what happens.
A man pushes a woman.
Yeah, dude. Especially a woman who weighs like the same amount as your left leg.
Yeah, like half the size of his wife.
Oh, I'm sure I was going to ask her. She should blink twice if she needs help. She didn't look to. She's just sitting.
That was definitely a hostage thing going on.
Right. He's just sitting there like, oh shit. Ron DeSantis goes after Hakeem Jeffries. God, heck, dude, he's such a Timu Obama. This guy's so stupid. Like, he is so dumb. I mean, and I'm not that guy. Like, everyone has value. Everyone has some intrinsic value that you can find. And if you dig deep enough, there's something that they have that you can agree on. I just think Hakeem Jeffries, if you look at those cartoons, remember when they would used to go into the brain of the cartoon character and there'd be a mouse spinning around or a hamster in a wheel. And then you go to the person who's stupid and it's like literally a drunk, shit-faced hamster that's sprawled out with a cigarette in its mouth. That's what I think is in Hakeem Jeffries' brain. Watch DeSantis cook him. This is great.
this guy Jeffries popping off in Washington about Florida. He wants to be Speaker of the House, and he's kind of like, more liberal than Pelosi and all this other stuff from New York City. I just want to know, I just say, oh, Florida, can't do, we're going to go after Florida. Please be my guest. I will pay for you to come down to Florida and campaign. I'll put you up in the Florida governor's mansion. We'll take you fishing. We'll do all this stuff. There's nothing that could be better for Republicans in Florida than to see Hakeem Jeffries, everywhere around this state. Voters will not like what they see. They will not want that type of ideology. And so the door is open. The invitation's out there. I don't think there'd be anything better for the Republican Party of Florida but to have Jeffries there. Now, I kind of feel bad for the guy because he's as left as they come. He's always going left. And yet the far left hates him. They call him a dollar store Obama. They call him AIPAC Shakur, all these different derogatory names that they do. And so he's tried to ingratiate himself with there, but they're just not drinking the Kool-Aid, and so they give him a hard time. So I kind of feel bad for that. But please be my guest to come down in Florida. We would love to have you.
I really like DeSantis, dude. I
miss him as governor when he leaves. I hope he gets something with the administration.
Yeah, if he doesn't run.
Was he going to run for senator? Or I forget.
I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know, but
I thought they were considering something in the administration. But yeah,
he needs to stay. He needs to stay in and needs to do something. Honestly,
yeah, exactly. He's good. He's good.
He is a good dude. It's kind of funny. So here's that Pentagon shakeup. We're almost out of time, folks. We've got about another 21 minutes to hit goal. If you haven't had a chance, would really appreciate if you would help us out. It can be $1, it can be $5, $10, doesn't matter. We've received all sorts of monetary donations. We don't want to keep talking about it because we want to spend more time with Barry. So here's the Pentagon shakeup. And kind of revealing, we'll talk a little bit about it. I'll give you an FYI on what I do and don't know. And we'll talk about it. Here it is.
Another breaking story tonight, a shakeup at the Pentagon, another one, the Navy Secretary departing his post. What do we know?
Yeah, the Pentagon spokesman just announced Navy Secretary John Phelan is departing the administration effective immediately, saying, quote, "We wish him well in his future endeavors."
Well, that would mean what I know and don't know, this isn't the part of it, but I would assume that Hung Kao will take over because he was a deputy of director of the Navy. So that would make him second runner-up. Hung Kao is from Virginia. He's actually from my town in Virginia. I've met him a few times, tried to have him on my show. He never came on. That's probably why he didn't win both elections. But now he's working in the Navy. But that would be interesting if he takes over, if that's the case. Here's the rest.
It was not immediately clear from this post if he resigned or was fired, but Fox News has learned in the last few moments that he was fired. He had a very close relationship, apparently, with Donald Trump Jr. and just hosted a bridal shower for his fiancée this past weekend in Palm Beach. Phelan was confirmed by the Senate just over a year ago. Undersecretary Hung Kao is to assume the role of acting secretary. This marks the 34th military officer that Secretary Hegseth has fired since taking over the agency, Brett.
Yeah, John Phelan at Navy Secretary there, and we'll try to get some more details. Jackie, thank you.
All right, and then this came out.
Wait, was he fired or he resigned? I thought I heard both, actually.
It sounds like he's leaving his post, but they said resign.
Yeah.
But they also said that this is the 39th official.
Yeah.
So I think they're a little mixed. But then this is what happens. Watch this.
A senior Army official entrusted with oversight of America's nuclear arsenal has been placed on administrative leave by the Pentagon and may face criminal prosecution.
Okay, now that can't be a coincidence. I'm just saying. That's interesting.
Following a video sting operation by the O'Keefe Media Group, Newsmax chief Washington correspondent James Rosen is joining us now with a look at the comments caught on tape that landed this official in hot water. Good afternoon, James.
Bianca, good afternoon to you. A spokesperson for War Secretary Pete Hegseth referred Newsmax to a statement that the Army issued yesterday. It confirmed that nuclear scientist Andrew Hugg, the Army's branch chief for chemical nuclear surety, a post focused on the safety and security of the Army's chemical and nuclear weapons components, has indeed been placed on leave pending additional investigation. In a pair of meetings in noisy restaurant settings with an unidentified woman who it turns out was employed by the O'Keefe Group and who was surreptitiously recording the encounters, Hug appears to divulge classified information in a range of areas, from ongoing use of nerve agents to war planning in Iran. 2 segments of the video apparently capture Hug disclosing to his young female interlocutor at least 4 locations of underground nuclear missiles and critical aspects of the launch process under which they could be fired off in the event of a nuclear conflict.
So you said there's missiles underground.
Yeah. This is serious. We were always trained, if a Girl Scout gives you a message, a launch message, she knocks on your door, goes, here you go, she gives you a launch message on a box of cookies, she wrote it down. If it passes all the checks, go.
On at least 2 occasions, Hug appears to express concern that his interlocutor could be a spy, even acknowledging out loud his own vulnerability to precisely the kind of sting operation in which he was, in fact, ensnaring himself.
You're not a spy, right? No. Your eyes have mesmerized me so much that I'm almost going to tell you. That's why that's the easiest way to get intelligence. Like, just send a pretty girl, talk to the guy.
Hey! Love you. That's so sweet.
Mm-hmm. You're not spying. You're not spying, though, right?
You're just powerful.
But you're not spying, right?
You're just powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Hug also appears to have spoken of his work in Ukraine during the Obama era, alleging that top officials...
Dude, with all due respect, that's just a guy trying to get some I mean, that...
It was at this moment that Nathan knew. He fucked up.
Listen, dude, this is one of the first things that they teach you in intelligence. If you are not in a debriefing, shut the fuck up.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of common sense.
If you're not briefing or in a debriefing, don't talk. Like, when you go out and you want to throw a few pops down and you want to go have a few beers, you want to go ahead and grab some buffalo wings, you don't shop talk. You don't talk about anything. I don't know. Olivia will tell you there's things that I still have never told her and I never will. That is the dumbest thing in the world. And the fact is that as an intelligence official, the reason you're asking her is because you're getting warning signs that she's nefarious. It's telling you, your sixth sense is going, dude, you're fat, you're ugly, she is not wanting to fuck you, she's getting information from you. And you're like, no, she likes me.
It's like those James O'Keefe videos. It's like every time it's like, which one? How do these people not know? And how they give so much information? It's just like, it's crazy.
I kind of feel bad for him. He's trying to get laid. Like, listen, I've given up some nuclear silo locations. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it's good. It's good collateral against the Punani. What an idiot. But I've got some classified pictures of a new submarine here. If you want to see this too, it's really cool. Look at this. Look at our new plane that we got right here. I got the radio codes. You want those? Stupid people, dude. Yeah. Elizabeth Warren loves Nazis. I don't know if you've seen this, but
no,
she went and endorsed a guy with a SS death camp tattoo skull on his chest.
Oh, really? I think I heard about that.
He's like, I'm just acknowledging my Viking heritage. I didn't know the Vikings gassed 6 million Jews with Zyklon B. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. Those damn Vikings, I knew they raided, raped, and pillaged, but Zyklon B, that's pretty advanced for their time.
Elizabeth Warren kind of has that Auschwitz commandant look to her, doesn't she?
She does, dude. She looks like the master race. I mean, but dude, she's Indian, so that's that's out the window. Hitler would have gassed her too. Hitler would be like, "Oh, I see you have 1024th Cherokee. Kill the bitch." I mean, of course. Here she is.
I did want to ask you, Senator Warren, about something else that happened last weekend, which is you campaigned with Graham Plattner, who is ahead of that state's very pivotal Democratic primary. And I wanted to ask you about something you said. You said he's your kind of man. And I've interviewed you for a long time and watched your hearings and listened to your questions.
What is he? Does he do powwows and have a hairdress and walk around? Oh, your type of man. And you my type squaw, you get intent. We fucky.
Care about character. This is a guy that had a chest tattoo with a Nazi symbol. Okay, he apologized for it. It's a guy that reportedly wrote that people concerned about rape should take some responsibility for themselves and not get so effed up that they wind up having sex with someone they don't mean to. He praised military tactics used by Hamas, reportedly, in comments online and Reddit when they were murdering Israeli soldiers. So I'm just curious why you think he's your kind of man.
Other than that, he's perfectly all right.
So, as you rightly point out, he has apologized. He's out meeting with the people of Maine every single day.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not mean to. Do you need to see my papers? What the? Look at this guy.
He's like screams Aryan Nation. Right?
Oh my God! I mean, as you said, he did apologize. So did. What if Donald Trump says he's sorry? Yeah. I want to apologize for calling her poke a hot ass all those times. Oh, come on, so stupid. 174 is where we're at. We need $125, folks. We are we're in short time
for tonight. Send in money.
We always get it, folks. We just need to go ahead and do it. I've got 3 more videos. That's okay. We're going to go right on time tonight. Yes, I watched the Colorado Avalanche beat the Kings last night. Yes, I knew it was going to be a tough series. Kings push back 4 on the rush. It's what they do. Colorado's a transition team. When you drop 4 back into the offensive zone, what do you want? They're clogging the middle. This is what happens, and you got to muck and grind with them. Paul Rivera donated $21.10. Thank you, Barry, for hanging out with us tonight. Always enjoy your insight. He's fun, isn't he? He's a great guy.
Thank you, Paul. That's really nice. I appreciate it.
So yeah, the Avs are playing the Kings game, dudes, and the Kings coach goes, "Who here thinks that the Avs are going to be able to score 2 goals and win?" Well, they just did it again last night. So the Avalanche can play any style of game. If you want to muck and grind, you want to go ahead and put 4 players back. You want to go ahead and play the trap. You want to run and gun. You want to throw muscle. The Avs are capable of playing any style you want, and they will roll frickin' 4 lines against you till you're dead. The Kings don't have the stamina to keep up with the Colorado Avalanche. The Kings are a great defensive team, but they are just overpowered and outmatched. The Avs got, 40 shots on goal last night? They've hit like 7 posts. They drop an inch in their shot selection, and this is a completely different series. So we'll see what happens when they get on the road. Don't worry about it. Sorry, I had to address the hockey for a second. Gerrymandering abyss. Scott Jennings does some really good analysis here. Then we're going to show you AOC and Omar. What's up?
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is some good stuff. Wait till you see what Omar did. Oh, this chick needs to go to prison. Here's Scott on the gerrymandering. Watch this.
As you know by now, in Virginia last night, the voters narrowly approved a new congressional map for the state. It was 6-5.
As always, Joanne Townsend donated $50. Thank you, Matt and Barry. Thank you, Joanne. We love you.
Thank you, Joanne.
5 Democrat to Republican. Pretty fair map, pretty balanced. And now it will be 10-1. The Washington Post editorial board called it this, quote, Virginia plunges America deeper into the gerrymandering abyss. But the legal battle is not over. Here to discuss former Virginia Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli. Ken, thanks for coming on to the show.
Dude, what an unfortunate name. Is Cucci here? Cuccinelli. Where's Cuccinelli? I mean, that must have, if he was in the military, they ate him alive. Oh, yeah.
The referendum is over. I guess you're headed to you've already argued this in front of the Virginia Supreme Court. They've not issued a final ruling. What can we expect here over the next few days or weeks?
Yeah, Scott, this is going to move very fast in Virginia's courts. The precedent here is that the Supreme Court wouldn't touch a case until after the referendum. They consider that part of the legislative process, just like the governor signing or vetoing a bill. So there's no reason to have a lawsuit. Or at least to hear and decide it until after that.
John Stillwell, thanks for a good show covering all the current events. You are welcome, John Stillwell. Appreciate you. $25.
Done. Well, now the yes folks with 4-1 spending have won by about 2 or 3 points, and it is time to get on with the lawsuits. And the yes folks probably are going to look back at Tuesday and think that was the easy part. because they have so badly violated several constitutional provisions. Mind you, we're talking about the state constitution of Virginia, not the federal constitution, that they're going to have a hard time keeping this from being voided by the Virginia Supreme Court. So that's what's next. Briefs are due tomorrow at the Virginia Supreme Court. They're going to have oral argument on Monday. There's another case coming up out of a circuit court in Southwest Virginia that's being heard today, and I imagine will be consolidated or play catch up with the case right now in front of the Virginia Supreme Court.
We're right there with donations. We appreciate it, and we certainly love those to keep going because we're $30 away. But I need a big favor. We have over 250 people in network watching. We have 70 on Rumble. We've got 130 here. And then in other channels, we've got a whole bunch of people watching. Do me a favor. Hit that like, whatever it is. If it's follow on Rumble or a heart or a like or whatever it is, hit that. Make sure you guys get to see us. We're here 7 p.m. weeknights. We have people like Barry come on all the time. Great people. It's a fun show, and we continue to do, I think, a good job at what we do. So if you don't hit that like button and get us to 100 likes, Facebook tends to hate us. So we got to get to 100 likes. Need that right now. Let's make that happen. Appreciate it. And considering we've had 3,200 people scramble all over this thing, we should be able to get a few more likes. Thanks.
So this is going to go very fast. I think we're going to have a final ruling in May, best guess. And I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I'd be betting on no in the courts, even though they lost by a couple of points yesterday at the ballot box.
You said that the Yes campaign here has violated several provisions of the Virginia state constitution. What is the conservatives' best argument here on why this needs to be thrown out, in your opinion?
Sure. So like a lot of states, Virginia has a process to amend its constitution that has the General Assembly pass a proposed amendment and then have a state election, an intervening election, where the new House of Delegates is elected and so forth. And then that new General Assembly comes back and has to pass the exact same amendment. So in Virginia, like Kentucky, we have odd-year elections, and people were watching last year. Abigail Spanberger got elected. The General Assembly passed the amendment for the first time, called First Passage, very creative, on Halloween. Well, these same Democrats 5 years ago gave us a 45-day election. So voting began September 19th of 2025. Over 1 million people had already voted before first passage, and they want to treat that election as the intervening election. They're going to have a very difficult time with that, and equally difficult is after second passage, there needs
Technical jargon, good enough. We know that the federal court has already put a challenge into this. This is going to be listened to at the state Supreme Court. District judges have already hit it. Next is Supreme Court of Virginia. Listen, I was pissed last night just because Virginia, it looks bad for the midterms, you know. This is going to change things. They are feeling what they can get away with. And this is the way it is. Danny Claflin says, when are the Republicans become real men again? We have to get louder than the Democrats. Democrats. I don't know, Danny. I think real men are a thing of the past. I think there's no more Audie Murphys. There's no more John Waynes. I think we've vilified men. We've vilified bravado. We've vilified
toxic masculinity.
Yeah, toxic masculinity, and that men are all, sexual rapists and sexists, and we've punished people. We don't allow men to actually express themselves. We don't allow men to have a say. We don't allow them to have say. They're in the commercials and the TV shows. The women are the smartest, and men are just stupid. Look at the way they're treated. We've destroyed the patriarchy, and we are now a matriarchal society with progressives, and it's the worst possible thing we could do as a society is surrender the patriarchy to women. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say.
I agree.
And it's not all women, because you can take my wife and you can take Shelley, but these women are with logical men.
Right.
And
they
I'm sorry.
appreciate our masculinity.
That's it.
That's what they want.
That's what they want. They want to be protected. And damn it, we've earned it. We've earned that respect, because we're the ones that will go out. And if somebody breaks in the house, we're going to go and face it. If there's a war, we're going to go face it. If you need protection and security, your daughter, something happens to them, we're going to be the ones that get out there and go do it. If someone insults my wife's honor, you think she's going to fight him? No, I'm going to fight him. So men are responsible for a certain level of security and protection, and this is what force doctrine is all about. The appeal to authority, force doctrine, is that men, even all women who are like, we have the 19th Amendment. Yeah, but what happens if men decide to take your rights away? What are you going to do? Are you going to rise up? Because in the history of the world, no group of women have ever overthrown a group of men. Ever. No matter what James Bond Octopussy said, that movie was full of shit. Never happened. Never has happened. Okay?
I literally was going to say we should go back and watch James Bond with Sean Connery and Goldfinger. No, that's the James Bond. That's a real man. That's what
I love it when Barbara Walters like, do you think it's okay to slap on me? He's like, sometimes.
Yeah, maybe that was a bit much, but okay.
It depends.
I'm talking about
he's like, when you've told her a couple times and she doesn't listen, it's okay to give her a good slap.
That's a pretty good Sean Connery.
You're bashed. Losers always talk about their bash. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. Carla was the prom queen, right? Listen, no, I don't agree with that. But I'm not. But I'm not sexist. I'm just not a feminist. I think feminism is completely disingenuous to empowering women, because feminism says actually that you have to ruin the part about yourself that makes you the most feminine, which is the maternal side of yourself. That's what defines a woman. Tell me the difference between a man and a woman. You have a vagina, you have a reproductive system, you have mammary glands that actually function and work, and your body is able to adjust and handle childbirth. Those are the key functionalities between a man and a woman. So I don't understand why white liberal women are considered a good thing for America, because honestly, in my opinion, I think effeminate males are the worst thing for America. So hear me say it. I think men like Jerry Nadler and Schiff are petulant little whiny turds, and they should never lead men.
Waltz also. M. Hoff, what's her name's Kamala's husband, M. Hoff.
Oh, yeah. Jack me off.
But they're the worst.
Oh, my God. The first lady. They're like, it's going to be the first gentleman. I'm like, no, it's going to be the first lady. Because he's not. All right. Anyway, AOC, here she is. God, I wish there was a mute button 99% of the time. I happen to think that AOC is a smoke show. I just can't stand when she opens her mouth.
We have to debate that when we're done with the clip.
I've got a little soft spot for AOC. I don't know why. Maybe it's I like bartenders. Here's AOC.
Oh, you're always drunk.
Yeah.
You make a Republican saying that Virginia, you guys getting
Democrats
wow. Totally unconstitutional.
Listen, Democrats have attempted and asked Republicans for 10 years to ban partisan gerrymandering. And for 10 years, Republicans have said no. Republicans have fought for partisan gerrymanders across the United States of America, and these are the rules that they have set. And so if the
This is such bullshit. Bullshit. I'm not saying that gerrymandering hasn't taken place between Republicans and Democrats, but over the last 10 years, we've got Texas. I can give you 13 states, including 2 rejections, one in Maryland and one in Rhode Island, that was struck down, and hopefully Virginia soon.
The Republican Party wanted to start this. They did this in North Carolina. They drew out 3 Democratic members of Congress in North Carolina. They drew out in Texas. They redid Texas. What they're just mad at is that they have been accustomed to a Democratic Party that rolls over, doesn't fight, and takes everything sitting down. And what they're mad at right now is that we are here in a new day. And we have been asking the Democratic Party to stand up and fight, and now they did, and now the Republican Party doesn't like the fact that they are fighting against someone who actually will stand up for the American people. So if Republicans decide that they would like to revisit a ban on partisan gerrymandering,
God, why does she talk?
I welcome them. We have the bill right here to end this all today, but they don't want to because they like pursuing and continuing to enact an unfair electoral landscape. And so we have an obligation to defend ourselves. Thank you.
God, I would love to have been there. I was like, Congresswoman, I have a question for you. When your career's over, are you going to start an OnlyFans account? Because inquiring minds want to know. A friend asked me. I'm just saying, go ahead. Let's debate it. I like Jessica Tarloff from The Five. I think she's very pretty. I think AOC is pretty. Once they talk, they completely ruin the moment. It's kind of like Britney Spears. I used to just mute her videos and be like, "Baby, hit me one more time." Your thoughts, Barry? Tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, you're wrong about AOC and who's the other one you said?
Jessica Tarloff.
Yeah, not pretty, not good looking women.
Okay, fair enough.
You're wrong about.
Okay,
that's my
that's completely wow. You know what? I wasn't convinced before, but now I am. You're right. They're ugly bitches. No, okay. He has laid the law down, folks, and I will follow. Here's someone who's not pretty. Who is not pretty. I think we both agree. Listen, Island Omar says, folks, we have $30 to hit. We got to hit this. We can't miss this tonight. We can't.
I didn't know Ilhan had a mugshot. That kind of threw me off.
This is so bad, dude. I can't believe she has a mugshot. I saw that and I laughed my ass off. This is even worse. You remember her assets where she was like worth 30 million, and then it was like between 6 and 30 million, and then it went down to 95,000. I'm like, give me a break. Well, you remember
on her accountant's part.
Yeah, well, there's another error. You remember her Muslim whiskey distillery?
Right, exactly.
Because I'm like, oh, does she own a pig farm too? Because that makes about as much sense as a whiskey distillery. Here's Omar. Matt, are there any states with no Democratic seats? 2. There's West Virginia and there is Wyoming. But the reason why is population of Wyoming is 1.3 million. Population of West Virginia is 700,000. It falls within the numerical values of 1 senator in West Virginia and 2 senators in Wyoming, respectively. And that is an 80-20 red states in both of them. Therefore, they're both Republican seats. It's not because of gerrymandering. It's because Democrats don't have enough constituents that actually vote for them in Hick country. So those are the 2. Every other state in the union has Democrat representation. But there are currently 6 states that have 1. There's another 4 states that have, there's 6 states that have 0. There's 4 states that have 1. And there's another 3 states that have less than 2. I covered at the front of the show if my memory recalls that I did that correctly. So that is the difference. But Republicans, this gerrymandering bullshit, even Texas that they went ahead and redistrict, still have Democrat seats. So wanted to give you that answer. $30, folks. We're almost there. Need some help. We got to push this. I got to get Barry out of here. This is our last video. So either we hit it now or basically Barry will never be invited back.
Exactly.
Omar liquidated her whiskey distillery, by the way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
She did. She liquidated it.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
She did.
It disappeared.
It's not suspicious stuff.
Here's the question. Amazing. Here's the question that was by the reporter, which I showed before, but I want to show it again. And then down below is the actual, it's not dissolvement. It would be, dissolvement. It would be the dissolvement of the business. Here it is.
Hi, Congresswoman Omar. You were just talking about how Trump's economy has failed the American people, but I think the American people really want to know how you went from a negative 65,000 before coming into Congress to over $30 million in just 7 years.
My disclosure is public now.
Yeah, it is. And so a lot of people now are looking into that and finding S. Crew Winery, a winery that doesn't actually seem to exist. Is that a real winery, or?
Do you all actually look at and read things, or do you just ask silly questions?
Well, it's listed in the financial disclosure, so can you explain it? Because we have a lot of questions about it, and things just aren't adding up. There's no real phone number. There's no real location.
Why did you want to buy some wine?
Probably not from you, to be honest. Recently stated that the American people should be afraid of the white man. They should be fearful of the white man.
I never said that.
Yeah, you're on video saying it.
Our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. No, I did not.
Yes, you.
Again, this is like what I said. You need to prepare yourself, because you can't continue embarrassing yourself like this.
So I'm just a liar.
What I was quoting was an actual study done by the FBI.
Okay, thank you.
Just prepare next time.
All right, thank you, Congresswoman.
There's a dead zebra on her head.
That's say. Well, watch this. This is great. You didn't get to see this last night. You're going to take us out on this one.
The last time I spoke to you, you said that I was failed the American people, but I think the American people really want to know how you went from a negative 65,000 before coming into Congress.
Stupid for asking you about your financial
dollars in just 7 years.
The last time I spoke to you, you said that I was stupid for asking you about your financial.
What do you make her about?
The last time I spoke to you, you said that I was stupid for asking you about your financial disclosure, but there's some discrepancies on there. Would you like to explain that? How did you make mistakes on it?
Absolutely, you're stupid for asking me anything.
My disclosure is. Well, what about the American people who are wondering how you made such a big mistake?
I have explained to the American people.
What's the explanation?
I have given them the explanation.
Do you want to tell our viewers? Because they're.
I don't want to tell you jack shit. Oh. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. Have a good day.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Oh God, she's disgusting. God, just deport her already. Wow. I mean, she came here illegally, what do they say? So what the hell is she doing? Let alone being in Congress. What the hell are you doing in our country? You hate our country. Get the hell out.
She's a
she's vile.
She is a vile human being. Hold on a second. I've got some donations that
Paul Rivera said he did 21. Wants to know if it went through.
But I think I called it out. Hold on. I got to make a phone call while we do this. Barry, give us our minute. Talk about Rock and Soul. Talk about what shows you're coming on, all that type of stuff while I make a quick phone call. Do you mind doing that for me?
Yeah, Paul. I'll take over the show.
Go for it. It's yours.
Yeah. All right. So, well, donate Rock and Soul. If you make another donation, by the way, if you call me to buy a book, I will take $20 off the purchase of your book. So if you can get my number from Matt and you want to buy a book, if you first person to donate next will get $20 off my book. If you like rock and roll, if you like blues, if you like country, if you like music in general, we got some pretty cool photos in there. If you like photography, go for it. It's a top seller on Amazon. It was released in November. It became a top seller immediately. So I think you'll like it. So yeah, buy the book and hope to be back with you guys soon. Always love being on with these guys.
How long is the picture, the career, putting this all together? I mean, how long did it take you to make the book?
Oh, about a year. Because
I mean, all like the history of the pictures. Like, how many years have you been doing this?
Yeah. Oh, I was shooting for 20 years worth of photos. So it's maybe 15, 20 years. Through like late 80s through like the late 90s. So I had a lot of, and I was back in the film days. I used to shoot film, so it's all negatives and slides. I had to scan thousands of slides, thousands of negatives, go through it. I had to buy a light box and a loop, which I had thrown out years ago, not thinking I'm going to need it, and just went through and had to narrow it down to, I don't know. We have over 100 photos, but I could probably do a volume 2 one of these days. So
did you put them all in digitally now? So like all those slides,
Yeah, exactly. Now it's all digital, which I would do anyway because I should to keep them safe because I have the slides and negatives in boxes. So it was a good idea to scan them anyway, but obviously I needed to do that for the book.
So and not only that, but you've got a full business that does headshot photography, and you've done amazing work. I mean, the list. If you guys go over to BarryMorgenstein.com, the amount of photos that people are on there, we're not on there, I don't think, or at least in the top position. Are we on page 7? Okay, page 775. I thought we'd be on the front page, but whatever, it's fine. No, just kidding. No, but it's awesome, and you guys should do it. So where do you do headshots at? Is it just up by New York, New Jersey area, or do you do other places as well?
Yeah, well, my studio's in New York City. That's my main base, but I do come to your area, the DC, Virginia area, twice a year. We do Virginia. Do a weekend of headshots. We were just there maybe a month and a half ago, so we'll be back in August or September. So we have a lot of great clients in the DC, Virginia area. So yeah, we travel a little bit. But
That's
yeah, based in New York City.
So last question, then we'll get you out of here. So as far as the state of politics, where we're at with Republicans and with conservatives, do you feel like you're represented right now? Do you feel like the decision you made with Donald Trump is still a good decision, is still the decision that you'll stand by? Or are there some things that you're kind of like, you know what, I'm not really agreeing with? Where are you at right now?
I'd say I'm completely happy with Trump. I still think he's the greatest president of our time. I just want to see more arrests, more people I like. That's my only disappointment. But other than that, no way would I've ever changed my vote. Or I'm nervous for when he's no longer in the White House. What's going to become of our country? So I think he's amazing. So nobody's perfect. So there's a few things. Let's get some people arrested. There's a lot of corruption on the other side. A lot of people need to go to jail. So let's do that. But other than that, it's close to 100% of what I voted for.
Awesome. Good to hear, man. I love your perspective. I always appreciate it. Thanks for co-hosting with me, man. I haven't had you do that yet. And that's your fan. We absolutely should. Tell Shelly hello. And thank you, brother, for taking care of us. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me. That was great, as always.
All right, Barry. Talk to you soon. Bye. Barry Morgenstein, folks, go get his book. BarryMorgenstein.com is one of my good friends and somebody who I absolutely just love to death. He's a very cool guy, as you can tell. Super smart. He's very opinionated. If you're not following him on social media, you should go do that. The reason why is because he goes after people quite a bit. Gets into some trouble over there and challenges some of the knuckleheads who are here on the interwebs and goes after them. Just want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up one more time. Is let me see
that's the kind of strategy that's effective because
I wanted this. You guys, all donations are in. Yes, we've done everybody. Miss McGoran, I don't think that we got it, unfortunately, and I can't find it. I apologize. I don't think it went through, hon. You can let me know if you want to, but yeah, officially we're going to be done here, and looks like we're going to come in a little short. But that's okay. April 22nd has been finished. And Damani Felder, May 1st, Friday, will be here. We have Jeremy Mitchell coming on May 7th, good friend of Barry, Jessica Lynch, Chris Pronto. T.S. Dixon, the author of the book you see right over there, which is The Woke Mind Viruses, one of our very good friends. Love T.S. a whole bunch. And then Ryan Weaver, always a great show, country music star, gold star, brother who lost both brothers, in battle, and is just a great human being, an amazing musician, and we love Ryan. He's super smart, and he'll be co-hosting the show. Ryan Samuels also will be on June 11th. We've got Laura Logan booked. We're working on Chicks on the Right and several others. So stay tuned. If you have not had a chance, please do us a favor. And do me a favor and hit the like button. We need 7 more likes. Oh, there's Suzanne McGoran, $10. Thank you, Suzanne. And there's Jeff Oliphant. Suzanne McGoran, $10. Thank you. And Jeff Oliphant, $30. Thank you both. That puts us at 310. If we can just get a couple more likes, folks, we're at 93. Just need like 5 more. Want to break that 100 mark, please. If you've not had a chance to hit likes, and then we're going to get out of here. Tomorrow night, it will be myself and Olivia will be here. So Olivia and I, and then Friday, we will take you into the weekend once again, into Red Friday, Olivia and myself on Thursday, and Olivia and myself on Friday. Please hit that like button before leaving. We appreciate you, and make sure you tip your bartender. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. God bless.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.